Have you ever met someone who seems to effortlessly command respect without saying much? Someone who doesn't follow the crowd, but still manages to stand out in a way that's both intriguing and intimidating? What if I told you that this person might be a Sigma female, a rare breed of woman who operates on her own terms, values her independence above all else, and doesn't tolerate nonsense? But here's the kicker. If you're not careful with your words around her, you might just find yourself on her bad side. And trust me, that's not where you want to be. So, what exactly should you avoid saying to a Sigma female? Let's dive deep into this fascinating topic and uncover the do's and don'ts of interacting with one of the most enigmatic personalities out there. 1. Why words matter to a Sigma female. For a Sigma female, words carry weight. She's not one to engage in small talk or idle chit-chat. Every word she speaks is deliberate, and she expects the same level of thoughtfulness from others. When you're talking to a Sigma female, it's important to choose your words carefully because she's always listening, not just to what you say, but how you say it. Sigma females have a keen sense of intuition, and they can easily pick up on insincerity or hidden agendas. If you're not genuine in your communication, she'll see right through you. And once she's lost respect for you, it's nearly impossible to regain it. So, if you want to build a positive relationship with a Sigma female, you need to be mindful of your words and actions. 2. You should be more like her. The comparison trap. One of the quickest ways to offend a Sigma female is to compare her to someone else. Whether it's another woman, a colleague, or even a fictional character, comparisons are a big no-no. Sigma females pride themselves on their uniqueness, and they don't appreciate being measured against someone else's standards. When you say something like, "You should be more like her," what the Sigma female hears is, "You're not good enough as you are." And that's a surefire way to get on her bad side. Instead of making comparisons, try to appreciate her for who she is. Acknowledge her strengths and accomplishments without bringing anyone else into the conversation. 3. Why are you so quiet? The introversion inquiry. Sigma females are often introverted, and they're perfectly comfortable with silence. They don't feel the need to fill every moment with conversation, and they're not interested in superficial interactions. So when you ask a Sigma female, "Why are you so quiet?" you're essentially questioning her natural demeanor, and that's not going to sit well with her. Instead of trying to draw her out of her shell, respect her need for quiet and introspection. If she wants to share her thoughts with you, she will. But don't pressure her to be more talkative or outgoing. It's just not who she is. 4. You're too independent. The independence critique. Independence is one of the core values of a Sigma female. She thrives on her ability to take care of herself and make her own decisions. So when you tell her, "You're too independent," what she hears is, "You should rely on others more." And that's not a message she's likely to take kindly to. Sigma females don't see their independence as a flaw. It's a strength. They've worked hard to get where they are, and they're not about to give up their autonomy for anyone. Instead of criticizing her independence, try to understand and appreciate it. Recognize that her self-reliance is a key part of who she is, and don't try to change her. 5. You're overthinking it. The dismissive comment. Sigma females are deep thinkers. They analyze situations from every angle and consider all possible outcomes before making a decision. So when you tell her, "You're overthinking it," you're essentially dismissing her thought process as unnecessary or excessive. This kind of comment can be incredibly frustrating for a Sigma female because it undermines her intelligence and problem-solving skills. Instead of telling her to stop overthinking, try to engage with her on a deeper level. Ask her questions, listen to her perspective, and show that you value her insights. 6. You're too serious. The lighthearted critique. Sigma females are known for their serious demeanor. They don't engage in frivolous behavior or waste time on things they consider unimportant. So when you tell her, "You're too serious," you're essentially criticizing her for not being more lighthearted or carefree. But here's the thing. Sigma females take life seriously because they have goals and ambitions that they're passionate about. They don't see the point in wasting time on things that don't matter to them. Instead of trying to get her to lighten up, try to understand what's important to her and why she takes certain things so seriously. 7. You should settle down. The life choice critique. Sigma females are often focused on their personal and professional goals, and they're not in a hurry to settle down or conform to traditional life milestones. So when you tell her, "You should settle down," you're essentially suggesting that her current lifestyle is somehow lacking. This kind of comment can be particularly frustrating for a Sigma female because it implies that her choices are wrong or incomplete. Instead of pressuring her to settle down, try to support her in pursuing her goals and dreams. Recognize that she's on her own path, and that's okay. 8. You're intimidating. The backhanded compliment. While it might seem like a compliment to tell someone they're intimidating, for a Sigma female, it can come across as a backhanded compliment. When you say, "You're intimidating," what she hears is, "You're too much." And that's not a message she's likely to appreciate. Sigma females are confident and self-assured, and they don't apologize for who they are. If you find her intimidating, that's more about your own insecurities than it is about her. Instead of labeling her as intimidating, try to appreciate her confidence and strength. 9. You're hard to read. The transparency critique. Sigma females are often enigmatic and hard to read, and that's by design. They don't feel the need to share every thought or feeling with others, and they value their privacy. So when you tell her, "You're hard to read," you're essentially criticizing her for not being more transparent. But here's the thing. Sigma females don't owe anyone access to their inner world. They share what they want, when they want, and with whom they want. Instead of trying to figure her out, try to respect her boundaries and give her the space she needs. 10. You're too ambitious. The ambition critique. Ambition is a key trait of a Sigma female. She's driven, focused, and determined to achieve her goals. So when you tell her, "You're too ambitious," you're essentially suggesting that her drive and determination are somehow excessive or problematic. This kind of comment can be incredibly frustrating for a Sigma female because it undermines her hard work and dedication. Instead of criticizing her ambition, try to support her in pursuing her goals. Recognize that her ambition is a key part of who she is, and don't try to hold her back. 11. You're not like other women. The gender stereotype. While it might seem like a compliment to tell a Sigma female that she's not like other women, it's actually a form of gender stereotyping. When you say, "You're not like other women," what she hears is, "You're better than other women because you don't conform to traditional gender roles." This kind of comment can be offensive to a Sigma female because it pits her against other women and reinforces harmful stereotypes. Instead of comparing her to other women, try to appreciate her for who she is as an individual. 12. You're too complicated. The simplification critique. Sigma females are complex individuals with rich inner lives. They don't fit neatly into any box, and they're not interested in simplifying themselves for the sake of others. So, when you tell her, "You're too complicated," you're essentially criticizing her for being herself. This kind of comment can be incredibly frustrating for a Sigma female because it suggests that her complexity is a flaw. Instead of trying to simplify her, try to appreciate her for the multifaceted person she is. Recognize that her complexity is a key part of what makes her unique. 13. You're too critical. The feedback critique. Sigma females are highly analytical and have high standards for themselves and others. They're not afraid to give honest feedback, even if it's not what people want to hear. So when you tell her, "You're too critical," you're essentially criticizing her for being honest and direct. This kind of comment can be frustrating for a Sigma female because it suggests that her honesty is a flaw. Instead of dismissing her feedback, try to take it on board and use it as an opportunity for growth. Recognize that her critical nature is a key part of what makes her effective and successful. 14. You're too self-sufficient. The self-sufficiency critique. Self-sufficiency is a core value for a Sigma female. She takes pride in her ability to take care of herself and doesn't rely on others for validation or support. So when you tell her, "You're too self-sufficient," you're essentially criticizing her for being independent. This kind of comment can be frustrating for a Sigma female because it suggests that her independence is a flaw. Instead of trying to make her more dependent, try to appreciate her self-sufficiency and recognize it as a strength. Conclusion: navigating conversations with a Sigma female. In conclusion, interacting with a Sigma female requires a certain level of awareness and respect. She's not like other women, and she doesn't want to be. She values her independence, her intelligence, and her unique perspective on the world. If you want to build a positive relationship with her, you need to be mindful of your words and actions. Avoid making comparisons, criticizing her independence, or dismissing her thoughts and feelings. Instead, try to appreciate her for who she is and support her in pursuing her goals. Recognize that her complexity, ambition, and self-sufficiency are key parts of what makes her unique. Remember, a Sigma female doesn't need your approval or validation. She's perfectly capable of standing on her own 2 feet. But if you can show her the respect and understanding she deserves, you might just earn a place in her inner circle. And that's a privilege not many people get to enjoy. So, the next time you find yourself in a conversation with a Sigma female, think carefully about what you say. Choose your words wisely, and remember, she's always listening.